So what's going on, guys? So I wanted to do a quick video while I had this thought. If you know of my previous videos in America, I used to film a lot in my car, right? And so I'm here obviously in Korea and I don't have a car and I don't have any way that I can personally have a mode of transportation except for what the public transportation provides. So I'm on my way right now to the subway and then I'm going to take buses and different things like that. So that's what I've been doing, getting around. And many of us in life, what we end up doing is we have avenues, we have methods, we have, open doors that God provides for us. And we leverage that. We leverage it well and we drive. God gives us a car. He gives us a method and a way to do something, to do a ministry, to go about your life. And what God does oftentimes is He will take you out of a certain situation. Just like for me, He took you out of a city, He puts you in a new city, and He allows you to go through the new things that are around you, the new modes of transportation, the new ways to get around. And He allows that so that you can learn, you can adapt, you can get around in the way that God has that plan for you. And I can sit here and I can be like, you know what? I want my car. I'm fretting. I'm going to go to a Hyundai dealership and I'm just going to go buy a car. I could sit here. I could sit here and I can just complain about how God is not providing in my life. I can sit here and I can just mope and grope and say, this is the way it was. This is what I wanted to do. And this is how I believe was the best way that God had for me because it worked in the past. It worked in, the city that I lived in and whatnot. But what you got to realize, and as I'm walking to the subway station, is that God has this amazing plan laid out for me. I'm going on this train. I'm going on the subway and it's a new way to get about places. And it's such an amazing experience. And I know many people, if you haven't ridden, taken public transportation, especially here in Asia, it's amazing, right? And it gets you places very quickly. It's more effective, more efficient oftentimes than driving a car. And so in life, what you got to realize is that there are many ways that God does something. There are many ways that it might be convenient, it might be comfortable, it might be great for you. But when God places you in a different situation, you have to go along with it. You have to adapt to it. And you have to be in a place where you can be open to receiving it. And many of us, we complain, like I just mentioned, we complain and we look to our past, we look to the ways that worked for us and we try to cling on to that. And God is wanting us oftentimes to let that go. He wants us to let go of things that might be holding us back, hindering us to a past memory. We're not healing from something, we're not moving on from something because God put you in a new place. He put you in a new place for a reason. He wants you to experience it. He wants you to try that new method, that new process, whatever it is. And that open door is a blessing from God. That open door, though we may not see it, we may look at it and say, oh, we're uncomfortable, it's inconvenient for me, and many of these things. But what you got to realize is that He did that for a reason. He allowed that to cross paths in your life, such that when you take it, when you seize that moment, you will do that for the glory of God. And so I'm about to put my mask back on. People looking at me funny right now doing this video. But my point is this: look around you, look at your circumstances, look at what God is doing in your life. Don't be hanging on to the past. Don't be complaining. Don't be looking at things from such a negative Nancy mentality. Because if you see, that perspective, if you have a perspective check, and if you look at it from God's perspective, you'll be so much more joyful. You'll be so much more grateful, and you'll be in a place for which you can receive God's blessings. You can receive what God is doing in your life. And so God bless you guys, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.